Hello, my lovely chows of the internet. It is I, Multi126789, other known as Multi-Man, and welcome to a video that's not usually like my other content. Today I'm just sharing a journey that I took back at the beginning of October to travel to Toronto, the capital of Canada, to where I went on my first solo adventure. Now, I'm gonna say this, shoutouts to OB Premiere for making me have to restart my editing, because I was getting halfway through this and then my computer crashed, and then OBS crashed and I lost all my progress, but that's not the point. This is just me sharing a journey about a person who wanted to fulfill a promise to himself and to help himself look forward, even if he had to leave some things in the past or behind him. I think that this video is very good for me to make because it's a reflection of my journey so far with my life, and just to show you that you can move forward too and find things to look forward to, have hope for, and to be grateful for doing for yourself or for whatever you have in store for the future. But in any case, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll be back periodically in between the video giving context, and hope you guys enjoy. Alright gang, we're about to head off here in probably an hour or so. So getting locked in and ready to take flight. Clear skies and sunny out, so this is gonna be good. This is only my second time flying, so I don't get to see this view a lot. Alright gang, we made it in one piece. We are taking the standing escalator and we're trying to find our luggage, so let's get it. Gonna get my first snack at 7-Eleven, let's go. So this is my first drink bought at the 7-Eleven. Pretty good. It has melon flavored chunks in it with melon juice. We love melons out here, yeah. Alright, editing version me back. I was staying with my family at the time of my trip. I was staying with my uncle here. He was teaching me a lot about the city and the public transit and how to get around and how to conduct myself being in a completely different place. I stayed with him for the entirety of the weekend, so I wasn't completely solo doloing this adventure, but for most part, you know, I'm a 28-year-old who can go and defend himself and do what he needs to, but, you know, he was the local guide, basically. And I also stayed with his grandson that you'll probably see here as an image too. And yeah, I got to meet a lot of my family that lives in Toronto, because again, I don't get to see them very often because they live their own separate lives away from where I live, which is all the way on the East Coast. But, you know, during the video, you'll hear his voice probably a couple of times, or him talking, just giving context to that. So, alright, let's get back to the video. Got some bird families down here. We got a swan and some of the ducks. Well, those two are on a date. Lucky them. It's kind of crazy. That one's opening its feathers over there. I guess it's doing it for me. Yeah, like right there. I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing it.
The woman is showing off for you.
Ah. Here's the other ones from before. If you ever want to feel vertigo or small, so here we go. I'm like at the bottom of like this 50 story building, and I'm like, yo, I've never felt more tiny before, and this isn't even doing it, because this is how I see it actually. While I'm looking up, this is how I see it. Crazy work. Found a sundial here on my way to I think it's Hummers Bay, or Humble Bay. I don't remember the name, but it's kind of cool to see the ancient shadow works. Right now it's saying that that it's close to 10, which I guess if there wasn't daylight savings, that would be true. I know back home it's like 10, but you know, that is kind of crazy when you think about it, that they built these to last, right? But then also at the same time, it's kind of interesting to know that we modernize things so much that we don't know if these things would originally work or not. So anyways, so guys, I made it to this park, right, that has bird statues. Now the craziest thing about these, right, is that they actually have nests inside all of these statues, so all the birds are living inside a bigger bird. They are literally the biggest bird. That's kind of crazy. Yo guys, I just spent an hour and a half walking to this burger place called Hero Burger. We're gonna see how good it is because I literally ended up walking, I don't know, from the waterfront all the way over here, and I'm getting my calories back from all that I burned. Wish me good luck. Alright everybody, and this is what we got going on for the full stuff. So what I got the signature that's wrapped in the wrap here, and then we have the action hero, yes. This looks really tasty. I can't wait to bite into it. I'll see you guys in a moment. Alright gang, so I'm gonna give you the TLDR. I just got finished eating there. Fancier is basically a fancier Harvey's, and that's basically how I see it, because the craziest thing, right, about the whole experience, they have like base set burgers, but they also, you can get like the ounce size of like the patty increased, so like it goes from 4 to 6 to 8. I had 2 4s because I wanted to try 2 different ones. I left most of the toppings alone, other than on the regular one I just added ketchup and mustard. But yeah, it was pretty good overall. Don't know if it was worth the hour and a half walk that I did, but it was still good. Alright, and this is the photo of me meeting my father for the first time since I was like 3. Now, genuinely speaking, this was like the main reason why I came to the city. A lot of my stuff in my past has been talked about, I think, a little bit on the channel. Not completely, you know. Not having a father figure around all my life was different and difficult in some aspects, but at the end of the day, this guy is still my father. And I think the main reason why I wanted to go on this trip is so I could actually meet him. Doesn't help that my father also was saying some very ambiguous things to me, saying like, my son, I may not have a lot of time left, and I'm like, bro, stop. You at least have at least 20 years in you, buddy. He's around his 60s, but I'm like, come on now. I'm like, you don't have to make me scared. You don't have to scare me into coming to visit you, because I went to visit him. He's an interesting character. He really only spends his time at one place and eats, and then kind of drinks a little, and then heads back home after a long day of work. He likes Marvel. He likes collecting watches. And he's a bit socially awkward. I think I have that as well. I'm definitely socially awkward too, but in the sense where I'm loud and I'm proud about how socially awkward I am, where he just doesn't know sometimes how to cue in or say certain things at the certain time. Like I said, I love this man. He's still my father, and I'm glad that I was born, regardless of how much time we spent together. But the time that I spent with him during this trip was memorable, so we'll be talking a little bit more about that when we see some more photos later in the video. We're on the subway heading home. It's been a long day, a lot of walking, a lot of traveling, but we're gonna call it a day as soon as we get touchdown after the bus.
The next station is Field.
Alright guys, we're at the Canadian Grill. It's only like 5 minutes away from where I'm staying, and got some good options here. I know what I'm going for, obviously, and you guys already know too, so, but I just wanted to look at the menu. They got a good selection of stuff on the menu, which also makes me a little bit mad because I want all of it, but I can't. Alright guys, you got baited. I got the blueberry pancakes with bacon and turkey bacon. Wow, look at that go. Look at that spread. Wow, delicious. And of course we got the classic milk. Look at these guys. The poor corpse underneath that ain't returning from that. And we're back again with the edited version of me, giving some more context again. So this was me, my father, and my older sister that I only learned I had recently. So yeah, we hung out for the day. It was very cool and very fun. We had all kinds of food. I know I didn't mention this before, but I had lamb at the place where I first met my dad, which I'm showing on screen now. And then here we've had some Caribbean-styled kidney beans and rice with some jerk chicken that I had. And then they had a version of that, but they had it wrapped like a, I don't know what you would call it, like, I wouldn't say a tortilla, but you know. It was a wrapped version of it, and it looked cool, and it looked yummy. I didn't have any because it was mine. And then we celebrated my father's birthday, because I did come down on the weekend of his birthday, so we could celebrate that. Felt nice to actually celebrate a birthday with him in person, but, you know, had a little cheesecake with blueberries on it. And, yeah, we just hung out the whole entire day. I won't lie, that was a really fun day, and I do miss them. Obviously, I'm making this video commemoration of this, just so I can have this for myself personally. But yeah, my sister was really cool. She wanted to talk about video games and books and just listen to me talk, and we had a lot of good laughs. And then my father was just there, just being happy that, you know, he has the 2 kids that he has. So I think all in all, I think we all enjoyed each other's presence and time there together. But I really am excited for next year, because I do plan on trying to make this a yearly thing. Because also I do miss Toronto too, because as somebody who was just purely visiting, it's a fun place to be. Alright folks, it's another day. I just got back with hanging out with my father and my sister. Pretty fun, pretty legit. Sorry that I can't get the best lighting. No front lights on my phone. But it was a pretty good day. I'm super exhausted though, and it's only 8 p.m. I think I'm cooked. Alright, look at this. Yep, we're going up all the way up there. Start playing the K-pop Demon Hunter theme.
Will be in just 15 seconds, you will be at 346 meters high. If you want to go higher to the top, that is extra, $12 per stack per person. If you want to go 100 meters high, you buy the tickets upstairs at the kiosk. If you want to do that, the top is higher, and you will go all the way.
Yeah, I'll do it the next time I come back next year.
The restrooms are open. You want to take many. There's a glass door in the tower. And all the washrooms are by the yellow. You go 1 floor down by the stairs. Get to the lower observation. You see the original glass floor. You see the overviews if you want to do this.
Yeah, it's okay. I've already watched Final Destination. This is fine. Not gonna lie, the heights up here are absolute cinema.
Elevator at the hopefully I'm we're traveling right now at the same speed we went up, 22 kilometers or 14 miles per hour, just gonna take us about a minute to reach our destination. You may feel it a little bit in your chest. That's very normal, that happens to me all the time. Out of the windows, you can see the city center. You can also look down at your feet and feel comfortable. You can see all 8 of our lovely neighbors from here. As we're getting close to the ground, the exit is going to be through the gift shop, naturally, and then to the left and up the ramp. Watch your step when you exit the elevator.
And then the magic of the sea. There you are, Mr. Buddy. Look at that. That's the eternal of legends. He came over to the light for me. Bro is actually aura farming. Crazy. Yo, the spin? Yo. Well, folks, it's the last day of being in Toronto. I'm trying to go and get a video of the sunrise today because it's going to be my last day here. And to be honest, it was a very good trip. Honestly, this trip is something that I'm glad I really did. I can't state enough how much I think I've now learned how to appreciate my own worth because of this trip, and I'm excited to see what happens next year because I am planning on coming next year on a trip because of how much fun I had. Might see some different faces next year along with the ones that I already know, but I think I got accustomed to city life pretty quick and very fast, so I'm excited to see what life has in store for me the next time I come by. So as I'm getting ready for the main event for this morning, which is waiting for the actual sun to rise over the city, we're about 10 minutes away from that, so I'm excited for that. There is something really surreal about actually coming and going to this new place, basically adapting to the way of life that happens around here, all the interesting similarities and oddities to back home. It was actually quite crazy how much it kind of just felt like I've been back home. You know, it's just that I went into Halifax, the city, but it's a little bit different because obviously this is different scale and everything, but the subway system is cool. Using a lot of the public transit, it's actually kind of nice. I ain't gonna lie. It may not always be convenient because of timing and everything, but I thought it was very fun to just travel and not need a car for once. Visiting all the vistas is pretty good. Me finding my own little quiet spots that I like and like going to different places has been fun. I'm kind of just sitting here and reflecting while I'm waiting for the sunrise because I wanted to make sure that this last morning I kind of just took in the city one last time. I probably won't be heading downtown because that would be a day trip, and I just kind of want to do things locally while I get some stuff ready to pack up to go home. But yeah, I gotta say, all in all, this trip was really good and I'm glad that I did it. I'm emotional in a really quiet and serene sort of way, where I'm like, yeah, I kind of just did meet my family that I haven't seen ever. Well, my sister at least. My father I hadn't seen since I was 3. Spent time with another side of my family that they're a rambunctious bunch, and I think that's what makes it fun to hang around them because they have a different view of the world because of them living in the city for almost all their life. But you know, they're also really cool. I met a few people, wrote down their names because I met them, and they were pretty cool individuals to interact. You know, got to go in the CN Tower, and I also, you know, got to go to the aquarium, which the aquarium was baller. Honestly, ladies, anybody who's single and who wants to come with me next year, I got you covered. It was actually just a fun experience all the way around. One thing I hope that I get to do maybe one day is take somebody up to the CN Tower. And now I don't know if they allow like somebody to go in like super early morning because I don't know when it opens. But seeing the sunrise in this place on the CN Tower would be the most magical moment I think in the entire world. And I'm banking on using that for whoever I decide to settle down with for with the rest of my life and to be my life partner. You know. All this stuff I'm just thinking and contemplating because, yeah, this was a wonderful trip and I definitely am coming back. Because like I said, I guess it's because a lot of my folks from back home are kind of intimidated by the city because it is massive. It's a lot of different changes. But if you're used to Halifax and how that's a little bit different, you know, this is not much, you know, removed from that. But yeah. So I'm gonna wait for the sunrise. It's gonna be up in another couple minutes, and then I'm gonna take the final video of this morning of me watching it come up, and then I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do for the day while getting ready to get packed and get ready to go home. I won't be leaving until evening, but I gotta get my stuff locked in and try to make sure I do everything beforehand, because I don't want a last minute situation and then being like, well, you like staying here, so how about you stay here an extra week because you don't have a ticket? No. All right, but I'll catch you guys in a bit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. The sun is slowly rising over the horizon with the CN Tower in the city over on the left, and then on the right comes the big ball that we all know and love. And it is rising slowly. You can't really tell because of just how this works. But if I dim the light just a little bit to give you contrast, that's it coming up right there. Now over the next couple of minutes, it's going to rise up over the horizon, and then we're going to cut the video. But I just wanted to share this with you because, you know, it's one of those mornings where I'm very glad to be able to see the sunrise again today. But I will be honest, the video that you're watching right now doesn't beat the actual comparison of the real thing. Oh my gosh, it's so... like, I can't explain how much more beautiful it looks. And this is the end of the video, ladies and gentlemen, and my lovely chows of the internet. Boy, what an adventure it was that I took a couple of weeks ago at the beginning of October. Quite legitimately, watching through this footage kind of made me nostalgic for it, even though it hasn't been that long. But I'm glad that all of the memories and the things that I talked about kind of came up, because, you know, I don't think we talk about our emotions and how finite our life is, right? So moments like this are usually captured by the people who really want to really remember them. Me sitting on this one log in a remote place where I could just hear the waves, watch the sunrise on a crisp autumn morning. The clouds are parting, the city on the left, and then the sun rising on the right, just across the horizon. It's the reason why I kept the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 ending in my mind a long time after I played the game, because it meant a lot to me to see the sunrise at the end of that game, because it's a new dawn. We don't know what comes from it, but we can cherish it and be happy with it. And then it's going to be over the horizon. For me, especially, I'm so grateful that I was able to work my ass off to get to this trip, have people who supported me and love me and care about me, and no matter where I find myself in life, at least I can come back to this memory and be grateful that I pushed myself to do something that I wouldn't have done originally before I got to this point in my life where I used to be scared and self-conscious about a lot of things. But I'm happy that I've done it and pushed myself out of my comfort zone. Know that now I have, if not a second, a third home away from home. And that makes me happy. But either way, my lovely chows of the internet, hope you guys have a lovely one. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Wherever you are in life, know that we're here supporting you and rooting you on. And I'll catch you next time. And there you have it. The sun has finally risen over the horizon, and a new dawn has emerged.